Man, I am out of breath right now, man. Man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an ending to Monday Night Raw. I never thought I'd say this, but tonight's Monday Night Raw not only was undisputedly the best Raw in weeks, but sad but true to say it. No, it's a weird comparison, but I'll say it. Better than the bullshit VMAs. Wrestling is better than a music award show. Fucking awesome. Zacatang is here, my Raw review for tonight, Monday, August 29th, 2016. Going to tonight's Raw. We enter this Raw with a lot of uncertainty, especially involving the main event tonight for the Universal Championship, vacated by Finn Balor following his untimely and sad injury. Of course, he did have surgery, which was successful, and rehab begins. So with that, a new champion would have to be crowned tonight. And there was so many speculation about who would win, who should win, who deserves to win, and of course, unanimously, who shouldn't win. Well, subtitle. We got a shocking ending with an even more shocking return, which I think everyone agrees with me. Nobody saw that shit coming. I know you might have returned soon enough, but man, wow. I keep saying it, wow. Great Wall with an epic main event, with a more epic ending, with a lot of things could happen. Of course, tell you about my thoughts on that later on. And we had overall great action in that Wall. Decent action. It's the best Raw in weeks. There was some shitty things still, like a few that should end between primetime player guys, and the continuing embarrassment of the club, turning into a comedy act that needs to change. So let's get down to business. Start from the beginning. We began Raw with all four competitors in our fatal four-way tonight: Kevin Owens, Big Cass, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins in the ring to be interviewed by Corey Graves. And Houston crowd, they were good for the most part, especially during the main event. And during this segment, Owens got a big pop during the segment, and he delivered an epic promo, making fun of everybody. Saying like, well, Rollins started off saying that I'm the man, I'm the face of this brand, but guess what? I'm going to give my time on the mic to somebody else. Eeny, meeny, miny, Kevin Owens wins. And you heard a crowd chanting, "Fight, Owens, fight," during that, and Owens delivered another classic promo. It's like Owens is the man. I've been calling him a badass for over a year, ever since his debut in NXT. And delivered another classic promo. Saying like, oh, we're supposed to be nice to each other? Like, we want to be champion. It was great. And then Big Cass got a little chant. And I love when Big Cass made fun of Rollins, like, size does matter, referring to, of course, the infamous photos of Rollins' dick that came out earlier this year by his ex. And they made one of the smartest decisions they've ever made. They did not let Roman Reigns speak. Yay! He got booed out the building as usual. And because everyone else had a chance to talk, and when it came to Roman's time, instead of boring us with another stupid promo, another brainless promo from the monotone story of Roman Reigns, make Roman strong, he just punched somebody. Smart decision, WWE. Smart decision to have Roman Reigns just beat up somebody and not talk. So, very smart decision, because you know Roman Reigns cannot talk. I wish you like that with Titus O'Neil, but still. So that confrontation with Roman standing tall, sadly, and as we see, will not be the case, thank God. We'll begin tonight's proper action with Chris Jericho against Neville, stemming from Jericho's involvement in Neville's qualifying match for the Fatal 4-Way against Kevin Owens last week, with Owens winning thanks to a little help from Chris Jericho. And Jericho claimed that Neville was going to get it. I love heel Jericho, because he gave Neville a gift, the gift of Jericho. And Neville gave Jericho a gift too, the gift of Neville. And these two delivered another great match because they wrestled before on the WWE Network special Beast in the East in Japan. They had a great match. Then in a great match now. Never looked good despite being lumped around when he should be in a bigger spot. So being lumped in some tag team with Sami Zayn, it looks like. See how that goes. Never gave some big high-flying moves. Big moves from these guys. Never tried many times for the Red Arrow. He did like a great eye-sighting moonsault off the top rope on the Jericho on the floor. It's a great spot too. And great counters too, especially Jericho countering numerous times, blocking the attempts of Neville's Red Arrow and going for his own attempts of the walls of Jericho. The Jericho came in with that and tried to go for Colbert a couple times. Neville would catch him with a big move and a super kick. And I like the ending sequence. Neville went for the Red Arrow, missing, got caught by Jericho midair, turned it into the walls of Jericho, turning it into a little bit of his own submission finisher. Of course, the full name of it, the Lion Tamer. And never no choice but to tap out. The same ending as in Japan. Oh, this time, I think he never got pinned during that match against Jericho in Japan last year. But this time he was tapping out, as Jericho would get the victory with an old school move, the Colt Breaker. Not a Colt Breaker, the Lion Tamer. So, there you go. Now on to our next matchup. We have, once again, 2 squashers tonight. That's the only other bad thing about Raw. But it's not, like, usually the bad things of Raw weigh it down. Not tonight. Nia Jax against another jobber. Mayon. I like her outfit, though. They were like, let's go, jobber chance. Do I need to tell you who won this one? Nia Jax needs some World Cup. I know they're trying to push her up. Same with Braun Strowman. These 2 guys are on squashes every week, trying to look good and look dominant before they get some real competition. But I hope they don't make them do this for months. Like what happened with EC3 and TNA. They waited a long time before they got real competition. Especially find the same guy like once or twice. So I hope they don't do that with Nia and Strowman. I hope they get some real competition fast. Because the squashers, entertaining, but they're getting old. Like Brock Lesnar's gimmick. Anyway, speaking of squasher, this felt like a squashing match. Sami Zayn taking on Jinder Mahal. Can't believe he's back in the company. Former member of 3MB, but that's about it. Sami Zayn, another meaningless match. I'm serious, man. Sami and Neville in that same boat. Especially if they're going to team up together, but it's like they need to get a higher spot. In my mind, I don't mind Big Cass being in that Fatal 4 tonight, but I believe that 4th spot should have been Kevin Owens' enemy, Sami Zayn. Would add more intensity to that match. I know they're done for a while. They're going to feud again. Especially now with, well. Anywho. For being a squashing match, fun match. Like, Jinder tried to look good early on. And Sami was trying to sell the ankle injury that he suffered at the hands of Rollins, which was a storyline injury. Thank God! I don't want Rollins to injure somebody else for real, like he did to Balor. But Balor was kind of Balor's fault, because Balor landed wrong on that buckle bomb. Sting landed wrong, too. So, like, some would say the fault is at Rollins for injuring people, but it's also the fault of the people who were the injured because they landed bad during those spots. But I'm glad Sami, who was a great actor, by the way, did that great selling job, tried to sell the ankle injury again. But he overpowered that injury, delivered some big moves, blew down the bomb attempt, leading up to the Haluva kick, and the 1-2-3 victory in a little squasher from Sami Zayn. Another meaningless match. A victory that unfortunately won't take him up the ladder anymore, unless they take him seriously. Lex is all too. Get to him in a second. Now on to the people that need to be treated more seriously. God. Every time I see them doing shit with the club now, man, they should leave WWE soon. If they continue treating the club like they have, demeaning them from being a joke act, from a great serious act to being a joke act, they're doing the same thing they did with the Ascension. They're making them meaningless. Ascension came in early, but then they did something stupid, making them thinking they're better than everybody else and putting themselves over Legion of Doom. That killed them. And they're doing the same thing with the club, only this time they're killing them by making them into a comedy act. First with the ring postitis, And now they had a joke tonight about how they took out the Dudley boys during their retirement speech. Saying they want to retire New Day into the God. And no stand. Oh, God. That's my reaction to that shit. Fuck you, WWE, for what you're doing in the club. Fuck you. You don't see. When in New Japan did you see Gallows and Anderson come out to New Japan crowd when they were in New Japan and say, balls! Potatoes! Or like, fought. They were fucking serious. They treated them seriously. They booked like fucking monsters. And WWE's booking them like fucking joke artists. Like they did with the Ascension. And it's gonna take a long time to Ascension to get their credibility back. And the club's going on that same rope. And they're trying to look serious tonight as they were in a 6-person tag with Dana Brooke against the New Day's Biggie and Kofi and Bayley, who of course made her finally main roster debut last week. Charlotte at ringside, good commentary by the way from Charlotte, eyeing down Bayley. Of course, Sasha Banks will be returning shortly. She did update us on her injury status that she's coming back sooner because we thought with the surgery injury would require surgery. Thank God it's not requiring that. She'll be out most of August and all of September, as we know of. So, but Boss will be returning. But till then, we have Bayley in the title picture. I know a lot of people have opinions on where she should have gone. She would have fit a lot better on SmackDown, where it's less crowded. But we do need a babyface in the title picture right now until Sasha returns. So it does make sense for Bayley in the main show. And it was a fun 6-person tag. Bayley looked great. The club tried to look good in the match. You know, getting with the whole doctor thing, which I was glad about. But then they turned themselves into like another joke with the retirement thing. He doesn't get it. Whoever's whining the club shit, whoever's whining the booking for the club, I'm looking at you, Vince. Whoever's doing it, they're out of touch. The club should not be treated like a fucking joke act. You're doing so good with AJ Styles right now. You're doing so good with them on SmackDown Live. And I believe he'll beat Dean Ambrose at Backlash. I like Ambrose, but his matches as champion have been kind of okay. But I think he'll have a great match with AJ, and AJ should win. Because, come on, he just beat John Cena. He just beat up John Cena. You're doing so good with AJ Styles, yet you're not doing anything right with the club. Anyway, Spike Club looking good, and especially isolating the hell out of Kofi Kingston, even taking out Big E at one point. Leaving only one person for Kofi to tag in, and that was Bayley. Getting the big win for her team, beating Dana Brooke again in a week. She beat her in a one-on-one match, and pinned her again in a tag match. With the belly to belly, and 1-2-3 victory for Bayley and the New Day. With Bayley eyeing Charlotte. We could see a match between them at Clash of the Champions. What was at the Raw pay-per-view. Of course, we have the SmackDown pay-per-view Backlash coming up very shortly on 9/11. So, there you go. On to the next affair, the second match of the Best of 7 series involving Sheamus. It's just all kind of a meaningless series, but at least it gives him something to do. And the match of SummerSlam wasn't that bad, and this match wasn't that bad either. You know, people make fun of Sheamus all they want about him being bland and, of course, that Hulk being stupid. Ian Cesaro, not bad of a match. Sheamus looked actually decent in the matchup. Cesaro brings the best out of Sheamus. You know, Sheamus can have some good matches with people. His matches against Wade Barrett were always fun to watch. Because of all hitting style, Sheamus is all, you know, Cesaro looked amazing in this match. And he needed a win in this match to not go down 0-2 and give Sheamus a big advantage. Despite Sheamus' attempts to thwart Cesaro's path, Cesaro, of course, came back strong after Sheamus nailed him on the outside and all that great stuff with the championship boundary attempt, leading off with the ending. Cesaro took Sheamus on the uppercut train, but then was setting up the swing. But then Sheamus rolled out to the outside, and Sheamus was going to avoid a big move from Cesaro in the ending game when Cesaro was going for a big uppercut on the outside. But Sheamus caught him and delivered a big back body drop onto the post. Nasty spot. Cesaro landing badly. With Cesaro's back hurting from being nailed against the post, Cesaro's opponent Sheamus took advantage, put him in an Irish cloverleaf, and Cesaro started tapping. Cesaro is down 0-2. For every good thing that we did tonight, like I said, the bad things tonight did not weigh down the show like usual. But come on, Cesaro's 0-2 now. This is all in 6. I don't think it's going to go all 7. I think it's going to go to 6. Cesaro should win the whole series. They need to treat Cesaro better too. You know, they don't need to push Sheamus anymore. They tried that route by pushing Sheamus over Roman Reigns, and guess what? That didn't work last fall. We want Cesaro to be pushed a little bit more. So there you go. On to our second squash here tonight, besides Nia Jax's squash, of course, referring to Braun Strowman. In his squash against America. God, America. He got fucking demolished. And his mask came off too when Strowman took it off of him. Got some heat there. And like Nia Jax, Strowman needs some real competition and fast. I know I'm trying to make him look good first, but come on. Before we get to our next segment, I need to address it. I knew I should address it in the beginning, but I'll say it. Very sad weekend in the world of celebrity deaths. Of course, we lost Gene Wilder today. Willy Wonka. But in the wrestling world, we lost Mr. Fuji. They were both the same age. I think Gene Wilder was 83. Mr. Fuji was 82. A lot of older fans know him as a wrestler. As a former WWE Tag Team Champion with Professor Tanaka. Very vicious tag team. But a lot of people like me, who are young enough to live through the mid-80s, late 80s, early 90s, knew him better as a manager. Mostly a tag team manager. Managing great teams like Piles of Pain, Demolition, Orient Express, and also managing people like Berserker. And his most successful protege as a manager, Yokozuna. Former WWE champion. Of course, Fuji, like Yokozuna, was in the WWE Hall of Fame. Inducted right here in Michigan, in Detroit, in 07. Along with Dusty Rhodes. It's sad that both of those guys who were inducted in Detroit both died recently. Last year. Dusty died last June, and now Fuji died yesterday. And they had a great promo package for him, great tribute package for him. Great. Sad that young wrestling fans don't know who he is. Like, ever when Slick comes back, no one knows who he is either. You know, but Fuji was a great manager, an awesome manager. The devious one, as they call him. Fuji the Stooge, as Demolition would call him when they turned on Fuji. Where after Fuji turned on them. Speaking of great managers, or should I say, advocates, the only good thing about Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman. I still love Paul Heyman. You know, delivered a great promo again, trying to apologize to Stephanie for Brock Lesnar's actions at SummerSlam during that horrible main event. And they said it was booked that way, that the ending was meant to be Brock winning by TKO. Some people are still calling bullshit on that. And some people said Shane should not have been the one to attack Lesnar or provoke Lesnar. It should have been Goldberg. A lot of people were hoping that, but it was Shane. We could have a payoff match between Shane and Brock at a WrestleMania Survivor Series. That's what it's heading towards, maybe. But tonight, Heyman came out as the voice for Brock, and is it just me or is Stephanie turning face? Because she mouthed down Heyman, saying, I may have a little bit of aggression against Shane for competing against him on SmackDown, but I still have love for him. You would still attack my family. You know what I mean? I thought Stephanie was going to slap her. I haven't even heard chants for that. But they walked away peacefully, with Heyman paying the fee that Stephanie handed down in singles. Treated her like a prostitute, like a stripper, you know, singles. That drives Stephanie nuts. Women's empowerment, women's revolution. That's when she mopped them down. Vicious promo for her. So, like, I love Paul Heyman. I still do. It's a great advocate, but Lesnar needs to fucking go. His stick is getting too old. His badass guy, his badass gimmick of beating people up is getting old. And he should not main event a pay-per-view again. Especially after what happened. Should have been Balor and Rollins in the ending match. Not Lesnar. I know Balor would have maybe got hurt during that match too if it was the main event, but still, that would have been a better ending than Lesnar winning by TKO. Wall's ending tonight was better than SummerSlam's ending. Say that much. Think it's undisputed. So there you go. Speaking of things we're getting sick of, like Lesnar's gimmick, Titus O'Neil Darren Young feud. It didn't work a year ago when they split up the first time. And it's not working now, especially that horrible promo from Titus O'Neil. God, did he fucking stumble last week. And tonight's matchup spoke volumes about where this feud's headed. The trash. The match was... Some okay little action from Darren. And got a sneaking victory after Titus looked good dominating the matchup. You know, looked like a fucking beast, better than on the microphone. He's worse than Reigns on the microphone. Almost as bad, like I said. But then Cyrus was looking good, looking dominant. He got caught up in the moment and got rolled up by Darren, and he won. Darren won by a sneak victory, but then wasn't able to celebrate. Got knocked down by Titus and even beat up by Bob Backlund again, like he did last week. So, there you go. This feud needs to end. There you go. Now on to our main event matchup. The Fatal 4-Way Elimination match, mind you, to determine the new Universal Champion. I want to first applaud the fans in Houston for not trolling the match with "We want a new belt" chant, like in Brooklyn. So, yeah, they're actually into the match. It was, of course, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Big Cass. And all outside interference was banned. All outside influences. There was Jericho and Big Cass's partner, Enzo, were banned from ringside. Of course, Enzo did come out to do a spiel. And this was a great, fun main event tonight. All four guys, even Reigns looked decent tonight. Because he had great guys that carry his ass. And for his biggest, or should I say his highest profile singles match he's had on the main roster, Big Cass being the wild card in all of this, because I thought WWE was going to go the predictable route and have Rusev involved in the matchup. They went unpredictable and had Cass in there. They're high on Cass. You know, being a big singles guy one day. And he looked good in this singles match. You know, his Fatal 4-Way. He had his moments. You know, he held his own against 3 elite guys on the main roster that are higher up in him on the food chain. You know, those are big nasty brutes, everybody. But sadly, he would be the first to get eliminated. He did a good sparring with Roman Reigns at one point until he got eliminated. After Rollins nailed him with a big move, Owens, who also looked incredible, nailed a big frog splash to the top rope, eliminating Big Cass. Now, like I said, when he got to Triple Threat, he had a Tower of Doom move, and everyone looked good. Owens at one point even did a double cannonball on both Rollins and Reigns. That was awesome. And he was out for most of the matchup, leaving Rollins and Owens, his other opponent, Reigns, to go one-on-one for a little bit. And they had a great one-on-one sparring, and I thought they'd be the final 2. That would be the predictable route. You know, we got to the final 3, there was uncertainty. You know, nobody could go the predictable route and have Rollins and Reigns be the final 2. Or shock everybody by eliminating either Reigns or Rollins, or should I say Reigns, and have Rollins and Owens be the final 2. So we got down to the uncertainty, with some great action involved, the crowd was involved, a lot of near falls, everyone nailed the finishers, and everyone kicked out of everybody. Like Rollins had the pedigree on, attempted, and Reigns did the Superman punch and spear a couple times on both Rollins and Owens, and both guys kicked out. It was a fun, exciting matchup. So the moment of truth came about what route was WWE going to take in this match when it comes to who's the final 2. The predictable route or the shocking route. And I always make fun of WWE all the time. When they have a chance to do something shocking, they fail on those fronts. And guess what they did? They did not go predictable. They went for the shocker. They had the shocking ending. In a shocking return. As Reigns and Rollins were blowing on the outside, all of a sudden, Triple H comes out of nowhere and pedigrees Roman Reigns to a huge pop and stunned looks on the faces of Foley and Stephanie, who were at ringside. They did not see that shit coming. No one saw that coming. So Reigns got rolled back in by Triple H. He rolled back Rollins. Rollins pinned Reigns. We're down to the final two. Yay! Shocking! Thank you, WWE, for not only giving us the shocking, going the shocking route, and not the predictable route, and having Rollins and Owens be the last two, also giving us a shocking ending. So Rollins has been, of course, the golden boy of Triple H for a long time. Siding with him the Authority, being the Authority's golden child, being protected by Triple H. But then Triple H decided, fuck you, Rollins. He pedigreed Seth Rollins. Owens looked flabbergasted in the corner when he got back in. Well, Triple H wanted back in. And then came the shocking move. Triple H pedigreed Seth Rollins, telling Owens to pin Rollins. In 1, 2, 3, Owens wins! I marked the fuck out. That's why I was out of breath in the beginning of this video. Rollins loses. Owens wins. He is the second ever WWE Universal Champion. As Vacant got dethroned after a week as your new champion. And it's the shocking route. They could have done the predictable route, but not only would they have gone the predictable route and have not only Rollins and Reigns in the final two, but go with one of them as the champion, especially Rollins, but decided to shock people. You know, they have an opportunity to shock, and they did. They need to make up for an okay week after SummerSlam, because one of the SummerSlam was just okay. And they kind of made up for it with a decent fun one tonight, best one weeks, awesome ending, Owens winning. Now there's a lot of possible scenarios that they can go with. Now that Triple H and Owens are apparently on the same side. It kind of makes sense that Owens would be the champion. Because as a lot of dirt sheets reporting, probably if he would have stayed healthy, he would have feuded with Owens next for the championship. So it kind of makes sense the next guy in line will be the guy that was supposed to feud with Balor, Kevin Owens. Of course, he's feuded a great feud in NXT. It would have been awesome to see him fight on the main roster, but it's more awesome to see Owens in this scenario as champion. Now, like I said, two possible scenarios for Owens' next opponent. Obviously, I know a lot of people would love to see Owens and Zayn again. This time for a championship. It'd be awesome. The match has been nothing short of amazing. They've stole the show at multiple WWE pay-per-views throughout the year. At Payback, and most recently at Battleground, we thought the feud was over. But to see him feud again for a championship would be awesome. But I think we all know what route they are going to take. Rollins and Owens. I read some reports, a lot of reports, like a circulating report about what was going to happen. I heard they were going to have a Rollins-Reigns double turn. Have Reigns turn heel and Rollins babyface. Well, they didn't do something like that, but did it have Reigns be the heel? They had Owens be the heel. And now Triple H screwed over Rollins. That could be the fuel for Rollins to turn babyface. Crowd's cheering for him a lot. You know, when he came back from injury, he was the heel. But now, with him screwed over by Triple H, it could give the fans sympathy for him, and Rollins turned babyface. Because we need a new babyface on Raw in the main event title picture. And we just saw how they did that. How they turned Rollins' face. By having Triple H, his mentor, his protege, pedigree him. Now, we were supposed to see these two feud earlier. At WrestleMania, probably. Because Triple H's move is being used by Rollins. Of course, pedigree is his new finisher. And we would think about Triple H Rollins at Mania. But then Rollins got injured in November. So Triple H Rollins feud never happened. And we haven't seen Triple H since Mania 32 when he did have that horrible main event against Roman Reigns. It's kind of sad that both Mania and SummerSlam had some of the worst main events in those events' histories. But we didn't know when he was going to return and how was he going to return. And return like this, helping Owens and turning his back on Rollins, insane. I was on the breath and I was walking out. Because Owens deserves it. I've been a big fan of Owens in the debut on NXT. Call him a badass. He's an awesome worker for being his size, very agile, very athletic, and he's also on the microphone. And now Triple H on the side, and hopefully he does not win every match with screwy endings like Rollins did when he was champion on the Triple H. Owens being awesome champion, and the crowd pop when he won. He had, "You deserve it," chant. He's the heel, but guess what? It was an awesome moment for Owens. Probably the best title moment on Raw since Sasha Banks won. She was so emotional. She deserved that moment. And so did Owens. Even with Triple H's help, it was awesome to see him get that moment and shock the world and becoming a new Universal Champion. And he does deserve it. Because he's Kevin frickin' Owens. And Raw is not the Seth frickin' Rollins show no longer. Because Rollins is the #1 pick overall. And he thinks Raw is his show. But officially now, Raw is now officially the Kevin Owens show, people. And we're going to love it. So there you go. Triple H went like a thief in a knife. Eyeing down Foley. So what's going to happen with this scenario? Now Triple H is aligning himself with Rollins. And that's why we think Stephanie's turning face. Because she turned face against Paul Heyman tonight. So now she's going to be face with Foley and feud with her husband. Who screwed over the title match in his influence. His interference influenced the ending of the matchup. So we'll see how this is going to be. I said it last week that Raw's hot streak was over of good episodes. But now they might be back with a great shocking ending. New set, by the way. Both SmackDown Raw have new sets. Great. And now the ending. Shocking ending. Not only do you have a shocking ending when it comes to the new champion, but also shocking ending with a shocking return, helping that new champion win. So there you go, everybody, with my Raw review. Thank you so much for watching. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later, everybody. Good night. Awesome night. Bye-bye.